Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Windy City Thunderbolts and the Super Mega Legend League. And we are at the start of Season 5. It's opening day, everyone. And the Windy City Thunderbolts could not figure out how to be successful in this franchise and in this league. So, our goal for Season 5 is to find any semblance of a competitive team. We currently have a win-loss record of 310 for wins and 338 losses, which is just brutal. No playoff appearances yet, but that is going to change this year. I have high hopes. Taking a look at what we did with this team in the off season, a few things to take a look at here. We did bring in Evan Chukov. Not only is he a primary catcher, which would be great to put into the rotation with Hera and Ella, which we'll get to in just a moment, but he's also a utility player where he can play infield and outfield. He's a really great defender, strong arm, and has solid, not great, hitting attributes. So at 24, hopefully he can develop a little bit. We brought back Mash Taters, Willie Randolph, Eric Young. Kyle Seager, we signed at the beginning of last year. He started to regress. We dropped him, and he's back in the fold. Ian Fielder sticks around as just another extra player to kind of help out with the chemistry. Vinny Tannen, he had a very disappointing season, and we're essentially expecting him to put up or shut up at this point. So we'll see what he does. Henzo Majiko, another little utility player, just to create some extra flexibility on this team. George Bell comes back. Torrey Hunter comes back. Hera and Ella are back. Our new outfielder to go along with this tandem is going to be Godfried Storm. So he's a kind of plays all the outfield positions. He's a young guy. Hopefully he can develop a little bit. And you can see he's not that great outside of a pretty solid arm, but we're hoping that he can develop a little bit as we go through this. Lachlan McMackey, Frank Viola, they come back as our 1-2 punch in the top of this rotation. Incredibly, incredibly talented crew between these two. Can't wait to see what they do again this year. Lachlan is almost to 99s across the board, which if that happens, this will be the first time I ever see it. He's only 25. We also brought in young Tarok Smith, who has workhorse and an elite four-seam. Again, what are we getting out of this? I'm just hoping something we can manage. Heel Stokes comes in as well, another young player. He does have choker, but at minimum debuff, it shouldn't have too much of an effect on him. Plus, the starters aren't usually in positions where the pressure is higher, so hopefully that doesn't get too much of an impact there. And then you'll see the bullpen didn't change much. We have Withers Hansen still here. I believe Donovan Drake was on our team as well. Nope, this is the first time he was here for a little bit in season 2. We have Queen Jimenez still back. We have Dervish Reyes, which is new to our team, and then Jensen Deputy. He comes back for another year. So 3 out of our 5 bullpen arms are existing players that we've had, I think, pretty much since their careers started. So excited about this team, a little nervous, a little hesitant about seeing success, but we're going to try it again and we'll see what happens. If not, we're going to bail out pretty quickly and start figuring out something else. Another thing I wanted to announce really quick is there was a rebranding in the league. So the Seattle Sirloins, I don't know if you had noticed their logo before, but they opted to make some adjustments. We're getting some negative feedback on their previous logo. I'm not going to bring it up, but if you want to go back and look, you can find it. And here is the new rebranding for the Seattle Sirloins. Excited to see that fresh and on the field. Let me know what you think about that logo, along with some of the others that you've seen in the league, which were custom made by me. For the standard Super Mega baseball teams. So with that being said, before we get into opening day game, I did want to take a moment to peek over at the player development because we do have a lot of money there. And I saw this guy, and I can't help myself. I'm going to do it because if we can get off speed hitter for Mash Taters, that would be huge. So +2 contact, +2 arm, power, that's already great. But to be able to get more contact and potentially off-speed hitter at 25%, again, can't help myself. So here we go. Mash, you better make it worth it. He's now maxed out at power. He did not get the extra contact. Does he get the extra trait? He does not. So he gets better anyways, but he's now an A minus. The power is maxed out. We should hopefully see that in play often this year. I want us to go ahead and get into this first game. Oops, sorry, wrong button. I want us to get into this first game right away so that we can enjoy the team playing. And I'm trying to decide, do we play our home opener or do we play against the... Let's do our first game here. This one against the New Orleans Nemesis. So we'll go ahead and sim up to that game and check it out. The Hammond Hot Corners get their first win of the season in a one run win, and it's time for us to dip into our first game. Let's take a look at what they suggest our lineup to look like, starting with George Bell leading off in left field, Kyle Seager at third base in this 2 spot, Mashed Taters number 3 at first base, Vinny Tannen number 4 at shortstop, Harrow Williams at right field today. In the 5 hole, Willie Randolph, he is going to be our leadoff man. He has kind of always been that for us, and that will mean we're gonna keep George Bell there, but I'm gonna move Kyle Seager down in the order. So Kyle, let's move Hera up, then Kyle, then Evan, then we got Ella, and we got Torrey Hunter rounding out the team, the starting lineup here today. And then, of course, our pitcher, locked in, Lachlan McMackey, is going to be facing off against Dot DeCornis. So excited about this matchup, and we are going to start with our primary away jerseys. We'll see how it goes. We're heading out to Lafayette Corner, the home of the Nemesis. We'll have to see what we're going to do. I did a lot of work in the offseason to try and figure out if we could get this team to a place where they could compete consistently. We have the talent, but we just not have been able to put it all together. The team chemistry is there. The talent is there. I don't know what we're missing. So hoping that this year comes up with different results as we did make some changes, but we have stuck to this spirited and crafty combination for most of, if not the entire franchise so far. So if it does not change this year, I might opt to shift our entire chemistry approach. At that point, I feel like we're getting into insanity mode, so I need to figure out something to do differently. Willie Randolph, our leadoff man, is really making Dot work for that out. And he gets the out, or she gets the out, but it's a ground out to Yacker Asherbaum at second base. So Willie Randolph out number 1 to start off this season. George Bell had a great outing last year. His offensive numbers were really nice to see, and so we ended up bringing him back, which wasn't necessarily the plan when we initially got into the offseason. And he does not reward us here as he pops up into foul territory near the on-deck circle, and Mashed Taters does not hit the catcher, but the catcher does get the out here. So Mash, who just got a big boost right at the beginning of the season to his contact and power attributes, looking to see if he can apply that here. And Dr. Cornice, of course, for anyone that might be familiar, she's all about that accuracy with her gets-ahead trait. She's placing the ball exactly where she wants to, but she doesn't have a lot of stuff. So with her 5 pitches, she's just below average in both velocity and junk, so balls aren't going to move much. And Mashed Taters puts that ball hard and up and out, and that ball got out of here in a hurry. That did not go very high, and that wall is climbing, if you see in left field there, but 360-foot home run, first of the season, and the first run for the Thunderbolts in this one. And Mashed Taters strikes in the first inning. So here comes Vinny Tannen, who gets his maxed out contact versus righties activated against Dr. Cornice. And he hits that ball hard to left center field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall on the ground. And Jackie Slam scoops it up, tosses it in, but an easy double for Vinny Tannen. Great start to his season. Definitely something we hope to see happening consistently throughout this entire season, or else he might find himself in the waiver wire shortly if we don't see him continue to produce like that. Hera, kind of one of our cornerstone offensive pieces, but primarily here for her defense. has been our primary catcher for most of this franchise so far. With her rocket arm, her cannon arm that she has behind the plate, it's been really helpful. But now that we signed Chukov, we can actually add a little bit of extra defense effectively in our right field for us, which will be incredibly helpful. So Lachlan McMackey gets the bump for, I think, the third consecutive year. Since his rookie campaign, he has come in and become our ace. He allows a base hit right away, so we don't have to worry about the pressure of a no-hitter at this point. So he can just come in here and knock some batters down. So here comes Kyle Andrade. We will see Max pick officer, and we have a really strong arm behind the plate. So, as we usually see is the case with McMackey on the mound, we won't expect anyone to run or be successful if they try to. 2-2 count here for Andrade, and takes strike 3 right at the top of the zone. He was frozen and doesn't know what to do with himself. So, with a runner on first base after a base hit to start the game, we see Yacker Asherbaum come up with 1 out and 1 on. Very big offensive threat here with the power, so we don't want to give him a chance to barrel up a ball. And he's got a 1-2 count here. Takes ball 2 just outside. And that ball blows past him as he swung way late on that one. It was only 96 miles an hour, but it was enough to get past Yacker Asherbaum, who swings through strike 3. Second strikeout on the day for Lachlan McMackey, and now his biggest threat is going to be Jackie Slam with maxed out Ace Exterminator. You can see it there. Jackie gets makes contact, but a grounder straight back to Lachlan. He tosses to first for out number 3 and just smugly walks off the field as he won that battle. But that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on in this back and forth matchup throughout this game. All right, Kyle Seager comes in. He gets his contact versus righties activated here, so we'll make him look like a much better hitter. We'll see if that translates on the field here. 1-2 count right away for him against DeCornis. And makes contact right between the wickets of Data Cornis. And we see a base hit here to start off the second inning for Kyle Seager, making use of that contact versus righty trait. Here comes Evan Chukov. The 24-year-old does have base jogger, which just prevents him from moving too fast around the bases, but he doesn't have much speed to begin with, so we're not too worried about that trait this year. Chukov, good contact, but not much power, so he's here for his defense, not necessarily for his offense, but we're hoping the young guy can develop. And as I say that, it's that ball hard to right field, pulling it, and it is, oh! What? Did you all see that? The ball bounced off of the wall. The right fielder got it, but they called it a home run. I'll take it. A 2-run shot for Evan Chukov. He just kind of just laughs in my face as I say he's not known for his power or his offense. And we have a 3-0 ball game here so far. And Dr. Cornis is tense as she's struggling to find a way through this potent Windy City Thunderbolts offense. But she's able to recover quickly as Ella Royd swings through strike 3 for out number 1 here in the second. And Torrey Hunter, who we brought him in for his defense as well. He performed very well offensively last year. Definitely much more than I expected. And he's no slouch, but he performed in a way that I was not expecting to see from him this year. Or last year, excuse me. So we'll see if he can keep that momentum going this year. He's got a 2-2 count here with 1 out. And makes contact, pushes it up the middle, just past the lunging DeCornis with her glove. And that's another single with 1 out here. And we wrap around to the top back to the top of the order for Willie Randolph, who grounded out to second his first time up. Looking to see if he can keep the momentum going for this Thunderbolts offense and see if we can push DeCornis out of here much earlier than they would have liked. The runner goes and fouled back. 2-1 count here. Looks like that was a hit and run situation. 2-2 count now. And Willie Randolph ahead of that one, pulls it hard, but it's going to go foul. And here's the 2-2 once again, and makes contact there, and it's just past the third baseman, and both runners are going to be on base here. We see Cash Basket at left field, our former left fielder, and you also saw Sloop Lupudi playing his secondary position of third base instead of second, and he was not able to reach base or get that ball quickly enough. And now already we see Armando Nuts coming in to replace DeCornis, and Nuts only has 2 pitches. He gets the ground out there, but they're only able to get the force out at second. So it's a fielder's choice, 2 outs, runners on the corners. And one thing you'll see about Nuts is that he has reverse splits, and that does come into effect here against Mashed Taters. 1 for 1 with a solo shot earlier. Pulls that one foul way hard, but 2 runners on here, good speed. Mashed Taters trying to find a gap or an alley to... Oh, and he does. Hits that ball hard. Is that going to get out of here? It is into the bullpen as Mashed Taters goes 2 for 2 today with 2 home runs. 396 for that one. 3-run shot. And it is now a 6-0 ball game, and these Windy City Thunderbolts are starting to run away with it as they've already pushed the Nemesis into the bullpen here in the second inning. This might be really rough for the Nemesis, not only now, but for the rest of the series that we're going to be facing them. So Vinny Tannen, who's got a double in his first at-bat, he comes up again, swings through strike 2 there. Nuts sneezes before he takes his next pitch. And ball goes foul down the first baseline. Takes ball too low at 100 miles an hour there, so Nuts got a little bit of something on there. He's kind of known for his velocity. He's already tense, by the way, too. And gets him to chase there as that ball, I don't know if he lost control or if it was intentional, but ball was high and outside, and Vinny Tannen got a little aggressive there. Not too much of a consequence in that he went for it, but that is interesting that we saw him chasing so far outside with his high contact rating. That plate vision needs to be a little bit better in that decision making. So McMackey's got himself a very comfortable cushion here, and he gets strikeout number 3 on the day. And his the 4 outs that he's gotten so far, 3 of them have been via strikeout. And he's going to be kind of in cruise control now with a 6-0 lead here in the second. So he is going to be feeling very happy, very excited. 0-2 count now here for Wagner, and he swings through strike 3. McMackey on a roll, 4 strikeouts now already. And Sloop Whoopity comes up. He's got easy target, so that's going to see an increase in McMackey's accuracy even more, which is like the last thing that you want for this pitcher. And, of course, he throws a ball to start. There's a strike, so 1-1 count with 2 outs. Swinging through strike 2 is Whoopity and makes just enough contact to foul it off. Swings through strike 3, strikes out the side, is locked in Lachlan McMackey here in the second inning. So he is in cruise control at this point, as the Nemesis are going to have to try and figure something out to try and stay in this ball game on opening day in front of their home crowd. This has got to feel discouraging if you are a Nemesis fan, as they are hoping first day of the season. Everyone's hopeful for a big year, and this just does not feel good when you see someone coming into your home stadium and light you up like this. As Nuts gets the ground out to second base, his mojo will jump back up to neutral, and his reverse splits tier 2 is still coming into play. Kyle Seager does have contact versus righties, kind of offsetting that, and he sends that one up the middle. So his second base hit of the day, he's 2 for 2. So far so good, and Nuts drops right back down to tense mojo. One of his biggest problems, even though he's got that really great trait, is the 2 pitches that he has. And as a relief pitcher, you really need a lot more variety than that, especially a fastball curve combo is easy for a hitter to identify and make adjustments to. And Chukov swings through that one. He's 1 for 1 with a 2-run shot earlier in his first at-bat, but he swings through strike 3. Nuts gets the strikeout, and his mojo's just been up and down this entire inning, as he's now back to neutral once again. We have Seager with no speed over there at first base. We have Ella Royds, who struck out against Dot Cornice in her first at-bat, coming up against Nuts. Nuts gets the easy ground ball back to him on the mound, tosses over to first. Ella Royds is 0 for 2 today, and it's a quick inning for the Thunderbolts offense. They head back out onto the field, and McMackey settling in now has to face off former teammate Cash Basket. Now, contact versus lefty and righty are power versus lefty are activated, but what you'll see is that's tier 1, so it's barely any impact. Really negligible at this point. 1-2 count as takes ball too low and then swings through strike 3. 4 consecutive batters sent down via strikeout, and 6 strikeouts already here in the 3rd inning. And here comes Rick Dempsey. Locked in Lachlan, hitting 102 consistently. And Dempsey finds some green grass as he gets it past the diving right side of the infield and into right field for a base hit. And here comes Christopher Crane, and holy moly, look at this. Why is this not their starting pitcher? How bad is he of a pitcher if he's not starting but actually at shortstop instead? As his contact is through the roof, speed is incredible. I didn't even see this the first time. This is their number 1 hitter in the order. Really good power as well. But he does pop up here. Chukov easily catches that for out number 2. And then here comes Kyle Andrade. 2 outs now. Runner on first base. Once again, we won't see anybody running on McMackey and Chukov. Swings through strike 1. Takes ball 1 low. Fouled off. Now 1-2 count here for McMackey. 41st pitch. And takes strike 3. That's the 7th strikeout for McMackey through 3 innings. 7 out of 9 outs have come via the strikeout. So very, very effective pitching from McMackey on opening day here. Honestly, it's really hard for me to want to watch any other games other than McMackey's because he is such a good pitcher, and it's so fun to watch how good he is. Torrey Hunter comes up and gets a base hit up the middle to start off the top of the 4th for the Thunderbolts, and this offense seems to just kind of be clicking on all cylinders. We got 6 runs through 2 innings. We're wrapped around to the top of the order already, so Willie Randolph with his 3rd at-bat in 4 innings, and Nuts is still out there just trying to power through. He's at 30 pitches here. He's still at neutral mojo right now. 2-1 count. And Randolph gets that ball just past the diving Asherbaum. He is not a great defender, so that ball, great effort, but just gets past his glove and into right field. So now 2 on to lead off the top of the 4th for George Bell. He's 0 for 2 today, looking for an opportunity to see some success here. He wants to join the team and all the fun that they're having. Nuts back to tense mojo. 2-0 count, and his accuracy starting to deplete. And that ball absolutely crushed to dead center field just to the right of the batter's eye for a 3-run shot for George Bell. And that was a no-doubter, folks. 405 feet is the longest home run hit today for the Thunderbolts. And Mash Tater gives him a high five as he's already got 2 home runs and 4 RBIs for himself, looking to see if he can continue his hot streak right now. Nuts is done. Veranda Rodriguez comes in and is challenged with facing off against Mash Taters, has both Wild Thing and Meltdown at tier 3. So this could be incredibly detrimental if she cannot be effective here against the Bolts. And she comes in and gets Mash Taters chasing. Made him look foolish there after the 2 home runs. He was feeling great, but he does swing through strike 3, and that's out number 1. Now, Rodriguez does have some great velocity. She's also very accurate. She has no junk whatsoever. So that curveball and change are not really going to do much, but that 4-seam fastball is going to look a lot faster. And Vinny Tannen gets one right into his spot, but he does get underneath it. Jackie Slam catches that easily for out number 2. So Vinny Tannen, after the double, has been a little quiet since then. Hera, another one of our players that is yet to join the hit parade. Probably. Oh my God. I was just about to say she's probably going to sit on one of those off-speed pitches, and she does that. Holy moly. 459 feet from Hera Owogliums. Now just imagine if she had any power whatsoever. That ball was absolutely demolished. Holy moly. And lightning has been striking all over Lafayette as they, oh, back-to-back shots. This is not fair anymore. Kyle Seeger with an absolute missile. It hits off the front of the third deck, 431 feet, and it is now 11 to nothing. Back-to-back shots for the Thunderbolts. And Evan Chukov, who has a home run for himself, comes up, and this is absolutely insane. And that's the third consecutive hit. So Meltdown, I believe it's 5. I can't remember offhand, but Meltdown is a trait where if 5 consecutive, I want to say 5 consecutive batters reach base, it essentially tanks the pitcher's accuracy until the end of the inning. So with 2 outs here, Ella Royds ends the streak there as she swings through another one, strikes out. But a huge inning, another 5 spot for the Bolts, and it is now 11 to nothing here into the bottom of the 4th. And honestly, this is one of those like put us out of our misery kind of games. We'll have to see what ends up happening. Yacker Asherbaum hits one hard, but pulls it way foul. He's way ahead of that one. And makes contact, but pops it up, and that's strikeout again. So that's number 8 now on the day for McMackey, as he is, again, cruising through this Nemesis offense. Here is the second chance for Jackie Slam to face off against McMackey, who is locked in. Jackie Slam, ace exterminator here, grounded out to the pitcher in her last at-bat. 0-2 count and gets the called strike 3. So McMackey has had the best of Jackie Slam today, as she has grounded out and struck out, and strikeout number 9 through 4 innings for McMackey. Pulls foul for first pitch strike, pulls foul for second pitch strike, and with 0-2, just makes contact there. McMackey gets him fooled with strike number 3, and he strikes out the side for the second time in 4 innings. And he has to be on fire at this point. But that is 10 strikeouts in 4 innings for McMackey. And what a start to this season it is for the Thunderbolts, as the offense is cruising, the pitching is cruising, the defense is doing their thing, and Torrey Hunter pops up to right field. Willie Bacon calls him off and catches that for out number 1. Wrapping to the top of the order once again, at-bat number 4 for Willie Randolph against Rodriguez. Swings at the first pitch and hits it off the end of the bat. Tosses or lofts easily over to Jackie Slam in center field for out number 2. And oh my goodness, so I just looked up Meltdown, and it's maxed out. It's minus 100 accuracy for the remainder of the inning after 4 consecutive batters reach with no outs recorded. So if Elleroids would have gotten on base in any way, Rodriguez's accuracy would have gone to 0 for the rest of that inning. It's a quick inning there. She recovers after giving up 5 runs in the 4th, and we head to the bottom of the 5th, starting with Spanky Wagnerd, who I believe was one of the strikeout victims against McMackey in the his last at-bat. McMackey is still locked in somehow. Strike 2, 0-2 or 1-2 count here. And takes ball 2 low, just dropped out of the zone. And makes contact, pulls that one foul, and pops back. And makes contact, sends it right back up the middle, and McMackey's not able to react in time. It's a base hit for Wagner, the 3rd base hit for the Nemesis today. And now here comes Sloop Whoopity 0 for 1. He does give an accuracy bonus to Lachlan McMackey once again. And just like the last time, he takes ball 1, pulls 1 foul, 1-1 count here with no outs. And grounder to Mashed Taters, over to Tannen, back. Oh, wild throw for Vinny Tannen. Goes out of play, so what would have been a double play to, I believe, end the... No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been 2 outs. Instead, we have tremendous speed over at second base on the error from Vinny Tannen. And now McMackey has to pitch with a runner in scoring position for the first time today. Cash Basket now facing off against him, 0 for 1. Swings through strike 2. He's still hitting 100 miles an hour here in the bottom of the 5th. Makes just enough contact on that slider. And that fork ball, great play from Kyle Seager, tosses over to first. Easy out number 2, but the runner advances to third base. So Rick Dempsey, who has been one of the few that has been able to make solid contact against McMackey, comes up with a chance to wipe that 0 off the board for the Nemesis. McMackey still locked in. Pitch number 69 here is a strike. 0-2 with 2 outs and a runner on third, excuse me. Really great speed, so anything that gets through the infield is going to be... And Dempsey takes strike 3. So McMackey got himself into a little bit of trouble, not from his own fault, but because of Vinny Tannen errant throw. But he's able to manage to get through it as he gets his 11th strikeout. And we head to the top of the 6th. Mashed Taters with home run number 3 on the first pitch. That's a second deck shot. His 3rd home run of the day. That ball goes 457. I believe that's now the longest home run of the day. It might have been Harris still. It was like 460 something, I believe. But oh my God, are they teeing off on this Nemesis pitching staff? Rodriguez is tense. Wild Thing still active. Vinny Tannen is tense as well after the errant throw and the error in the top of the inning. He's 0-2 already and makes really great contact, buzzes right past the face of Veranda and into center field for a base hit. So that gets his mojo back to neutral. And Hera, as we talked about last time, she's looking for that off-speed pitch. She got it on the first pitch and teed off against it. Agnes Resplendent comes in, and she is not really known for anything except for decent accuracy. Has 3 pitches, 2 off-speed pitches. So again, Hera's probably looking for one of those. And makes contact. That ball to deep left center field, but it hangs up enough for Jackie Slam for a loud out number 1. And we see Vinny Tannen retreat back to first. She made really good contact, but it just went too far to Jackie Slam and not enough to Cash Basket in left center. Kyle Seager hit a home run in his last at-bat. A back-to-back jacks with Hera O'Wugliams. Grounds this one to Asherbaum at second. Crane over to first. And that is a double play to end the inning, but another home run. Mashed Tater's 3rd home run of the day and his 5th RBI, I think. Whew, what a day. All right, so we see Christopher Crane coming up. The starting pitcher, who's also a two-way player. I need to go check him out after this game and see what his attributes are pitching-wise, because he looks like the guy that would be your starting pitcher. Mashed Taters tosses to McMackey for out number 1 on the ground out to first. So Crane, after a single, hasn't been able to do much else against McMackey. He's still locked in here. Andrade, fair ball. Kyle Seager dives towards the line, get up, and throws a missile over to first base for out number 2. Great defense from Kyle Seager at third base. And Andrade loses his mojo after that one. They're starting to make contact against McMackey, and that is a base hit up the middle for Asherbaum. I think that's the second time he's reached base today, as he's on first base with 2 outs. And here comes Jackie Slam, looking to find some form of vengeance against McMackey here, but McMackey still has gotten the better of him both times, and there she does. She finally sends that one back up the middle. She was staring. That was weird. She was staring at McMackey as she ran down the first baseline, kind of I got you back kind of thing. But I think McMackey just kind of shrugged it off as he's like, we're up 12-0. So good job on a single. You also saw Vinny Tannen just drop that ball that got thrown into the cutoff man. There was a 0.1% chance of that happening. And after the already errant throw, you have to wonder what's going on with Vinny Tannen's defense today. As McMackey gets the strikeout with two runners on, his rally stopper trait popped in, and he took the Willie Bacon for strikeout number 12, I believe, on the day. So McMackey starting to get up there in pitch count. It's here in this. He'll be heading into after 6 full innings, giving up about 4 or 5 hits with 12 strikeouts and no runs scored whatsoever, no walks either. You wonder how much left does he have in the tank to be able to see if he can go the distance here or if he's going to be pulled early, especially with a 12-run lead. Ella Royd's 0 for 3. I think she struck out at least twice today. 0 for 2 already against Resplendent, and she is having a terrible day. Ella Royd strikes out for, I believe, the 3rd time. And now here comes Torrey Hunter, 2 for 3 with 2 singles, having himself a pretty solid day. Fouls that first pitch off. Resplendent has come in and done a pretty good job to hold this team at bay as Torrey Hunter pops up in foul territory over by the coach's box at third base and catches that for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. And Spinky Wagner, who had a single earlier in this game, comes up to face off against a locked-in Lachlan McMackey. He's at pitch number 85 here. So he's still got some gas left in the tank. His attributes are still pretty solid. What was that? I want anybody to rewind that and just double check. What did that bounce off of the grass and the mound, like that section right there? Is that what it bounced off of? Because that was an easy ground out to shortstop, or what looked like it could have been, and instead ends up being a base hit to center field for Spinky Wagner. And Sloop Whoopity comes up 0 for 2 now, the runner on first base. And that ball just over the leaping glove of Vinny Tannen at shortstop. Torrey Hunter gets to it, but Sloop Whoopity with a double, the first extra base hit for the nemesis in this one. And now we have runners on second and third with no outs for Cash Basket. And this is where we see Lachlan go into his best mode, but they're going to pull him for Withers Hansen, who has Rally Stopper activated here. He also has Specialist, but it's not activated against Cash. And Cash still does have Contact and Power versus righty and lefty, or versus lefty activated here. 2-2 count. And that ball, slow roller over to Willie Randolph, gets the out at first base. Cash Basket loses mojo, but a runner scores, so it's a sacrifice ground out for out number 1, and the runner advances from second to third, so great speed over there at third once again. Rick Dempsey comes up 1 for 2 with a base hit and a strikeout. Swings through strike 2 there, and then pops foul there. Withers Hansen has had a mixed bag of a career so far. Really great strikeout there on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Dempsey loses mojo, so that's not going to be good for him behind the plate either. But Hansen has not been able to get it put all together. And he gives up an absolute moonshot against the what does that say? I don't know what that sign said, but let's see if we can find it. Cutlands? I don't know. But Crane here with a huge shot, 2-run homer, and the Nemesis are starting to crawl back. It might be a little too late, little too late, but Withers Hansen is tense, and he did not do what he was expected to come in and do, and just stop the rally as it has continued. 3 runs now across the plate in the 7th inning here. Still a 12-3 ball game, so nothing too much of a threat. Willie Randolph, great diving play up the middle, gets the out at first base and a mojo boost to boot, and he comes up to lead off this inning. 12-3 now. Lachlan McMackey gets pulled. He does give up 2 earned runs there, which I don't think were necessarily deserved of him. You could say the Sloop Whoopity double, but that base hit for Spanky Wagner just should not have counted when you see that bounce off of the weird, I don't know, that weird ricochet off of the mound was kind of an unfair situation to put McMackey in, but it is what it is. We're kind of being choosers right here, if you will, but great play from Crane on defense as well, as he was able to dive, make the play, and get Willie Randolph. And now George Bell hits that ball hard to right center field, but it hangs up long enough for Willie Bacon to catch that one. Mash Taters, 3 for 4, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, is now stimulated, and so am I, as he grounds out to second base. Yacker Asherbomb tosses over to first, and that was out number 3. So quick 1-2-3 inning there for the Nemesis. And again, they have a lot of work to do to try and catch up. But we see Mash Taters loses his mojo. I think he's back to neutral now. Still, wonderful day from him. And that's hopefully what we'll see from him most of the year. And Asherbaum gets another base hit, so a good day from him, all things considered. And now here comes Jackie Slam. Jackie Slam still has Ace Exterminator activated, but it's also kind of fighting against that maxed out specialist. So we have to be very careful here, as Withers Hansen is tense. He needs to make sure he's putting the pitches in the right spot. So far, so good. 0-2. Ball inside, trying to get her to chase. She does not. Ball 2 now. And hits that ball hard right field. It's going to go into the corner. And Harrow gets it in quickly. Cannon arm activates, holding Jackie Slam at first base. But the runner on first advances to third, and we now have runners on the corners with no outs. And Willie Bacon comes up, and he's ready to pulverize something as he comes up just pounding the plate. He's not happy. 1-1 count. He's looking for an outside pitch here. Gets the inside curveball or a changeup for a ball. Swings through strike 2. 2-2 count. No outs. And takes strike 3. Willie Bacon having a tough day today. He's able to keep it up on the mound or in the field, but cannot figure it out at the plate. Spinky, 2 for 3 today. Got that really crappy base hit in his last at bat, but he's hoping to keep his hot streak alive. He does have the specialist acting against him, so he doesn't have much contact to work with. And there it was, as he strikes out, and Withers Hansen gets his mojo back as he gets 2 consecutive outs here via strikeout. And now Sloop Whoopity comes up 1 for 3, easy target activated, rally stopper activated, and neutral mojo for Withers Hansen. So he's in a good spot. He's kind of in the driver's seat after starting the inning a bit rocky. We're in the bottom of the 8th here, so not much left to do, and the Nemesis have to make something happen here. And almost does, as Sloop Whoopity hits that ball hard, but it tails foul. Makes just enough contact to stay alive there, pops it out. 1-2 count once again. Dribbles that one in front of the mound. Chukov scoops it up, in front of the plate, scoops it up in fair territory, tosses over to first easy for out number 3. So while he got himself into a bit of a jam, he's able to stop the rally, as that's kind of his MO. And we see them get out of the inning without a run scored. So head to the top of the 9th, Vinny Tannen comes up, and he swings at the first pitch, grounds over to Andrade at first. Resplendent covers the bag really well, and that's a mojo drop for Vinny Tannen. He has not had a good game. Outside of the double in his first at-bat, he has been very disappointing, and I think that wild throw that he had just kind of got into his head, and now he's been struggling and trying to press too hard. Hera swings through strike 3. Resplendent has come in and just locked this offense down. Kyle Seager now up 3 for 4 with home run and 2 singles, and you can see Resplendent's now locked in. She's got 3 pitches. There's nothing special about her, but she has been able to put the ball where she wants to, and it has not been where the Thunderbolts want it to be. But Kyle Seager's able to figure something out. He's now got his 4th hit of the day. That ball to left field for a base hit. And Chukov, 2 for 4, home run and a single with 2 RBIs, comes up. hits that ball hard. First pitch right back up the middle, and 2 runners on with 2 outs as they have a bit of a 2-out rally going, and Chukov gets a mojo boost with his third hit of the day. Mojo is what Ella needs because she, as well as Tannen, have both been very, very tough at-bats to watch today. And she gets the base hit up the middle, right past the Resplendent's face, just barely misses that, and she gets her mojo back as the bases are now loaded for Torii Hunter. 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He's got a little pop in his bat, so he has the opportunity to do something here. Takes a first pitch strike, which was a curveball that dropped stayed just into the zone. He's now 0-2. Fights a pitch off there. No speed on the bases. Takes ball 1 outside, just missed the plate. And hits that ball right back to Christopher Crane, who tosses over to first to end the inning. So threat there, but could not push another runner across. That's okay, but now we just need to close things out by getting through the 8-9-1 hitters, starting with Cash Basket, who is tense. And we bring in Hanzo Majiko to replace Vinny Tannen at short. We're just going for the defensive setup at this point. We're not necessarily worried about the offense, and Vinny Tannen has had a tough game. It's probably a good idea to give him some time to just kind of sort through some things, maybe watch some film, figure out what he's doing wrong so he can make the adjustments as necessary. Cash Basket hits that one deep and high, but it hangs up in right center field. Easy catch for Harrow Williams for out number 1. Another tense batter here, Rick Dempsey. He had one hit, but struck out twice already. 1-1 with 1 out. Fouls that one backwards. Chance for the strikeout, and gets him called. Strike 3. Withers Hansen feeling great, and he's going to need that confidence against Christopher Crane, who already tagged him once. 2 for 4 with a home run, a single, and 2 RBIs. He has had himself a good day, the leadoff man, and so Withers has to be careful. 1-1 count with 1 out, or with 2 outs here. Can we get the game finished without too much intensity? That ball hit hard to left field or to center field, and Torii Hunter, with his great speed and great fielding, is able to track that one down right in front of the warning track, and the Windy City Thunderbolts win the opening day in Season 5. So I'm curious, I don't know how many opening day victories the Thunderbolts have had, but if you have that, or if anyone wants to go back and check, please let me know. I'm curious to know. I feel like we usually start off really great like this, but we need to figure something out to be able to stay this good. 12 runs on 19 hits. We did get the 1 error from Vinny Tannen. 3 runs on 10 hits, all in the 7th inning were those 3 runs for the Nemesis. So 10 hits, not as bad as it looked for most of that game. Offensively, this offense really woke up. Willie Randolph 2 for 5 with a run. George Bell with a home run, 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Mashed Taters 3 for 5, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Big day for him. Vinny Tannen did get 2 for 5 offensively, but just had a bad day overall. Hera with a home run, Kyle with a home run, Evan with a home run. Great offensive day for the Windy City Thunderbolts. For the Nemesis, they did get 10 hits, but not much offense to speak of. We did see Christopher Crane, the two-way player, making his name known in this game, leading off and going 2 for 5 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. All right, Lachlan McMackey. What looked like it was going to be a performance for the ages ended up being a lot more pedestrian. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 12 strikeouts. The guy was just lighting people up all game long. Withers Hansen comes in to replace him. He does give up 3 hits, 1 earned run, and a home run in 3 innings, but he strikes out 4 as well. So 16 strikeouts across the Nemesis. Dr. Cornish couldn't even get through the 2nd inning. Armando Nuts couldn't get in, or Nuts couldn't get much farther. Rodriguez had a bad day. Resplendent actually came in and was really well. She pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 2, did not allow a run or a walk. So she really shut down the team for the second half of this game. Mashed Taters gets the #1 star for his performance. Kyle Seager, #2, and Evan Chukov, #3. Great, great day. Opening day at Lafayette, and we're happy with what we see if we are a fan of the Windy City Thunderbolts. So that was exciting. I hope you all had fun watching that. Oh, I did want to go and check out the gosh, the Nemesis. I want to go check out Christopher Crane because I'm very confused as to why he did not pitch an opening day with how good he is. So that's why. He has easy jumps. He has 68 velocity. He has no junk whatsoever and barely any accuracy. He does have 5 pitches, but that is not a very good pitcher, which makes sense now. But boy, is he a good player defensively. That is fun to watch him at shortstop. He was really fun. Dr. Cornish is their, I guess, their primary starter, and then you have Fletcher Salas, and then I guess you would go Crane before Elwood. I'm not sure there, but really great performance defensively and offensively for Christopher Crane. We'll see what he looks like pitching wise in his future. Is this guy a rookie? No, he's been on the Nemesis since the beginning. I didn't even know this two-way player existed, and you can see he's not much of a pitcher, but pretty good hitter, pretty good defender as well. So, all right, that's all I have for you in this one. If there are any teams that you are interested in watching me play that we have not played before, please, please, please let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this team? Are you excited? Do you feel like this is the year that we can finally make a push for the playoffs? Do you see any weaknesses on this team that you feel we may need to try and address? Let me know in the comments. Look forward to seeing your conversation down below and can't wait to hear from all of you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.